Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Denari's Half Dozen. It wasn't a fluke. We're doing this more than once. Yes. Anyway, welcome back to this actual play of a upcoming game from called Swords of the Serpentine from Pelgrane Press. Really great game company, makers of games that you, if you haven't heard of, you should, and go find them and play them. Knights Black Agents, Esoterrorists, Trail of Cthulhu, all kinds of great things. They're just a really great company. And this is a Time Watch. Geez, another good one. That kind of the author of this is the author of Time Watch, and a great person. And anyway, this is kind of a sword and sandal Conan-esque Elric of Melbourne. Can I say that right? I can't even say that right. Elric style fantasy set in the city of Eversink, and our current adventurers are attempting to solve a murder without being murdered themselves, and are having a little bit of a hard time with that. So without further ado, I'm Commander Pulsar. Welcome to our game, and I will pass our Popcorn Initiative introductions to Aki.
Why me? Oh gosh, now I don't remember anything about myself. I'm like, who am I? It's been a long week already. Hi, my name's Aki. I play Pax, and our pronouns are she, they. So, I don't know what else to talk to. Let me give to Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Allen of Charm Person Games, a professional game master for hire. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Lady Adarin Logorio, a sorcerer, and her pronouns are also she, her. Let's go with Kitty.
Okay, I'm Kitty, or Caffeinated Kitty. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Riona O'Cairn of the Fontavni, whose pronouns are also she, her. And I guess Cole's the only other person who gets to go, so go.
All right, hi y'all. I am Cole, aka Ice Cold Brew. My pronouns are he, him, they, them, and I will be playing the part of Alwyn, who is currently a crying, sobbing mess, and whose pronouns are also he, they. And yeah, back to you, Pulsar.
Perfect. See, we're getting much better at that. And now we just have to remember to throw NPCs in there, and we're good. So yes, last time we came to the city of Eversink. Our crew here have been asked to solve the murder of a foreign gentleman named Given, and Given approached them post-mortem, actually, to ask them to find his murderer, and they found Eel and his partner Casimir, who are the people who have committed this ill, and have discovered. Well, the group has discovered a few things about that. They know who did it. They even, I think, at this point, know why. Just not what to do about it. Because last time they confronted the two outside, in a bar, in a bar in Sag Harbor, a fisherman's bar, because these fellows are fishermen who apparently killed Given to appease a fish deity of their own, which is kind of a problem in a city ruled or run in the name of Denari, the goddess of commerce and civilization. So other gods kind of conflict, a little bit of conflict of interest, and conflict of interest is really just bad for business. So right now, Alwyn and Adarin are on their way, or have traversed through Shadow, to a place called the Sunken Arena in Sag Harbor, one of the few places that Adarin knows well in Sag Harbor. The Sunken Arena is almost a Colosseum-esque kind of gladiatorial space that, with the help of the Guild of Architects and Canal Watchers, manages to not sink as quickly as the rest of the city, or at least is rapidly rebuilt in time, so it feels like it doesn't sink as much. And hopefully they're going to find a little bit of help there, because the Sunken Arena is where Il Rospo the Toad, Nunzio Cabrone, a friend of Adarin's, runs, well, I can't say it's an illegal fight club because it's not illegal, but it's not even really underground because everyone in the city knows about it. So the not illegal, not underground fight club in the Sunken Arena, because there is going to be some health care to be found there, because Alwyn has come out of the fight with Eel and Casimir really, really badly injured. One might almost say gutted like a fish. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the face. Yes. Womp, 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 womp.
I'm always here for a bad joke.
Yes, I'm kind of sad that I didn't have a soundboard ready to go with a. Anyway, assume. There you go. We just did it for you. Action, get on that. I need a soundboard. Anyway, and I think right now, yeah, I think we should probably start with Darren and Alwyn arriving at the Sunken Arena, and we'll get back to Pax and Riona in a second because we're not sure how they managed to, if they've managed to successfully extricate themselves from that fight, or what kind of trouble has happened after that little bit. So we'll get to them in a second. But first of all, yeah. So, Darren, you know this is kind of your Thieves Guild connection in the city is Nunzio, because with the Sunken Arena, he has connections to all kinds of people, and I think if you guys have anything in common, it's that you both have dirt on lots of people. And maybe a slightly different from Nunzio is that Nunzio is keeping all these secrets merely as defense. He doesn't actually, or at least professes to not actually use them for any kind of blackmail. It's just more of nobody messes with me in the Sunken Arena, because if they do, then everyone finds out who comes to the Sunken Arena and with whom and etc. That kind of thing. So I imagine there's some kind of connection there, but how has Adarin come before? Does she show up as Lady Adarin Ligorio, or
definitely
do you have
not.
I guess say, do you have a pseudonym, a nom de guerre that Nunzio knows you by, or at least agrees to call you?
Yeah. I will have to get back to you on what it is exactly. I have an idea of it, but I need to just double check.
Yeah, no,
it's another.
Sprung that on you, yeah. But I mean, yeah. I guess my main question is this something that just with a pseudonym and you show up as Lady somebody else, or is this more of a?
I think I've just given him
dressing
false,
down and.
Yeah, I think I've just given him a false first name and haven't given him any other information. I think that it would also be pretty obvious to him that I am nobility. Because I also probably am not working super hard to hide that. How much he actually knows about who I am, I'm not, leave that up to you. Have fun with that. But
I mean, but let's put it this way. He has never so far in your relationship, however tenuous that may be, has never slipped up and betrayed that he knows more than you've given him.
Yeah,
so
I think he calls me. He's
just completely
Meryl.
accepting the Meryl.
Meryl, yeah.
I gotcha. Thank you.
But yeah, he knows that I am nobility and that I have a surprising amount of knowledge and leverage on people. And that we probably exchanged information several times.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, exactly. I could see that being a thing of coming out. Oh, are you here for a fight, or are you here for tea?
Yeah.
I could see Adarin and Adarin and the Toad sitting down and sharing the tea. But okay, so how are you approaching it this time? Because this time you've got a +1.
I think that I'm actually just gonna probably keep shadow stepping all the way into the hospital, to the infirmary section.
Okay. that
Yeah,
you're
like,
just familiar enough with the place to
and I can like see enough through the shadows to know like where my next shadow is. No, Cole. No.
God, can I get a clip of that I can just play at a button? Just no, Cole. No.
Somebody clip it. Somebody clip it on the VOD.
Please clip that so I can have it.
Also,
I'll put that on the soundboard.
Brandon, no. But Darren will just step through and just step out of the shadows once in the infirmary and just like grab whatever Sawbones is nearby, because these aren't like full-on doctors, I'm assuming. And just be like, little help here. And just like kind of like gesture to Owen.
I don't know why I expect you to like throw me onto the guy, be like,
I actually did consider it for a split second.
Just like a gurney. I'm sure there's like a gurney or a table or something like here. But yeah, I'm also kind of picturing the shadow side, particularly if you're having to go a long distance, that there's like almost a flickering, that you have to be a little bit in a space just to orient yourself and go, so that there's kind of a little bit of someone's paying attention to go, was that
somebody
must have been the wind,
the shadow move a little bit.
But that somehow that came up in conversation earlier, is if Aloy of Horizon Zero Dawn has a catchphrase, it's probably, I'll find that in my stash later. But anyway, I mean, there are like, I guess nurses would be the best, medics of some kind. Just basically, I'm kind of picturing the guys that at boxing rings that are kind of like in the corner with the guy, the ones with the smelling salts and the towel over their shoulder and all that are like wrapping people's hands and taping, and because Fight Club. So these are the kind of that they're prepared for injuries like concussions and busted hands, broken bones, that kind of thing. And there's probably a little bit of a wide eye on this young woman's face when she's like, oh man, goddess, you have been really, you probably know that you've been really hurt. Sit.
Then I'll kind of like dump Alwyn onto the table in a roughly sitting position.
Alan like still cheerful, just
it like really hurts.
Like a toddler that skinned their knee for the very first time.
Oh.
Fair.
You're
okay.
Right. You're gonna be all right.
I was experiencing pain for the very first time in their life. I don't like the sensation. It sucks.
I don't care for it.
Not my favorite. No.
Solid 1 star. If I could go lower, I would.
Would not recommend.
Yeah.
Look, speed was of the essence, or else you were going to lose your guts on the street. So
right, yeah, exactly. How do you rate your pain? 0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
Oh God.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean, they're starting to actually, probably from Alwyn's point of view, that they there's probably some kind of plant extract. There's really kind of this, it's kind of a milky blue, and they drip it into a glass of water and just like, not even really asking you to drink. They just put it at your face and kind of tip the cup so you don't really have a choice. And it's very much a soporific. You just kind of like, oh, okay, this is gonna make me not feel pain, and I'm gonna test it.
It's all right now. Count backwards from 10. 10.
Yeah.
And your wizard teeth go out.
Right. Yeah. It's one of those where you wake up really disoriented afterwards too, probably. But yeah, because it's not something they necessarily. Well, they'll give it to fighters when they're like, you're done fighting for the day. You'll get to sit down now. But yeah, and from Darren, who is still, they'll basically knock him out and gonna put him on a table, and they do actually call a doctor, and who is basically probably there paying off debts. But yeah, it's like put them on the table and they start stitching them up, which will, there'll be some healing rolls involved there. But this is without magic. You're gonna be in a world of hurt for a while. So the important part of that phrase is without magic. But speaking of people who have magical healing powers, so there's an alley not far. Well, actually, it's a decent ways from here, but not far if you just walk through every shadow you can find. That there is a back alley bar next to the water, where, well, maybe, I don't know, in the alley there's a couple of squads of City Watch who are talking to a lot of drunk people who are in various states of being beat up or hurt. Where is Riona, and I guess where are Pax in like observing this scene? Have y'all kind of rendezvoused, or are you observing, or is this just kind of a, oh geez, that's a problem, let's GTFO?
Yeah, so last session, Riona climbed up onto the roof where Pax was.
That's okay. That's what
after seeing Alwyn and Darren leave. I would think Riona would probably check with Pax and kind of like, are you staying? Are we going? We should keep an eye on them, referring to Alwyn and Darren.
Mm-hmm.
The funny part of that is I think at the very end of session, right as you were climbing up, Pax was hopping down to try to deflect the conversation to,
Right.
I don't know what happened. I just was tracking these people that may or may not have done a murder. And then people were fighting.
Nice.
So
I appreciate that from almost a kind of a comedy standpoint. Is Riona's like parkours up to the roof where Pax was and just sees Pax hopping down. This is that moment. That's just moment of rolling your eyes, like, ugh, and just goes back over the roof, just kind of to catch up. But yeah, it's like, so yeah, So here's my thought on this, because last time the watch arrived pretty fast, but I think that's partly because we spent some preparedness to kind of flash back and have that set up. So it's not so much blowing the whistle and the watch from blocks around come running, because that would take a lot longer. It's more of a, I'm going to give you the signal and you guys come in and arrest this murderer for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we haven't, so basically that's one of the reasons why there's a larger watch presence than there might be, because usually with the whistle blows, you're going to get one squad unless like 4 or 5 whistles blow, and it becomes a big deal. But yeah, so are y'all, I guess that is a good question. Riona has a good question. Are we sticking around, or are we going to try and catch up with Darren and Alwyn?
So if Pax jumped down when Riona got up, she's not gonna leave Pax by herself.
Right. I was assuming you kind of like caught up with her, just, because
hop down the other side and walk up like, wait, what's going on? Oh no.
Yeah.
The problem with that is Zeal would probably recognize me. So
that's true.
I'm going to stay on the roof, but
okay.
Keeping Pax in my sight.
Sure.
Darren's got Alwyn, so we'll find them later.
Fair. Okay. But yeah, I guess without intervention from your part, unless Pax goes in there kind of badge waving, then there will, if you guys stay and observe for a little while, there is kind of heated conversation between the watch and Eel and Casimir, who are not looking hot. They're but from where you probably won't be able to hear the details of the conversation, but after a while the watch gets more frustrated and just kind of like fine, and kind of they actually leave, and don't arrest anyone. As apparently, best guess, Pax, from unless you don't have proof, or
Yeah.
I mean, so
yeah, like even if I were
What-
to make Given visible, it
Yeah.
wouldn't matter because Given didn't
Mhm.
see it happen.
right,
And
and
like-
yeah,
So yeah, basically it would just been I've heard that they might have been involved, so I was investigating, and then I
mhm.
am trying to stay subtle, and all of a sudden they're fighting somebody back here. And
So yeah,
I was like, oh no, there's something happening, and I blew the whistle. Because I
Sure.
found, and I told, because in part of that preparedness was, I'm going after someone who may have done a murder.
yeah,
I
I would
am
like some
not
backup
the-
so I don't get
I am
murdered.
not the most capable. So I would
Yeah.
like you to help me if
Yeah,
I need it.
that-
And this was
Which
that
is
moment.
absolutely reasonable. Yeah. No, it's perfectly fine. But yeah, it has the vibe of someone who has passed it off as a rowdy fight. And unfortunately, rowdy bar fights are not illegal in Everson. They're,
Never mind the arrow in eel. We don't want to talk about that.
I mean, that's, if Eel may not be the quick thinking one, but Casimir probably tossed it in the harbor kind of situation. And Eel's like, you're already hurt. What? Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, this would be a situation where you could try follow Alan and Darren, or figure out where they're headed, and kind of, I guess, eventually meet up. Yes.
I was going to have one of the orphans or low-ranking members of whoever's be like, hey, see this coin? Go deliver a message and to the people, and I'll give you this coin. To be like, hey,
Right.
this is where you'll
sure,
find
sure.
them. Tell them we're here.
That's
Mhm.
that's kind of what I figured. It would be something
Yeah.
along those lines of a message would get passed and so on and so forth. So
I
yeah,
was like,
I
I'm
mean,
not sure how.
It'll
Oh,
take
yeah,
a
I
bit
mean-
though. Yeah.
the other Riona just track you somehow. I don't know.
Through the shadows.
Hunting them down. Yes.
I considered trying to hunt down the one's spirit. But-
Also
Yeah.
possible.
I wasn't sure how long range I could do that without making my own mental state not so great.
Fair
To be
and
fair.
yeah.
I don't know how far they went.
I was gonna say, to be fair, you could also just follow the trail of blood.
There is that.
There's big
She's kind of
interruptions in it.
jumping.
It's the inter-
Yeah.
So
just jumps from shadow. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Plop.
yeah. Worst
For-
case scenario,
for wait.
if you wait a
Nothing.
little while, and the surgery goes poorly, you'll see Alwyn clearly in the spirit realm.
Like to not do that one. Hey
I
guys.
can roll a new character.
I've got to imagine someone with sorcery in statues that they probably already has a funerary statue made though.
Just one?
be surprised if
maybe
you didn't
so.
have any.
Yeah. It's like, that statue doesn't look enough like me. That's because it's of someone else. It's me now. Oh, that's not cool.
Hmm.
Someone in the spirit realm's like, what just happened?
And I'm back.
And I'm back. That's right. But yeah, okay, fair enough. So while Alwyn is out, because there's a certain amount of stitching up and surgery, and now he just needs to rest. And well, Lady Meryl, would you
It's just Meryl.
just Meryl? Fair enough. Yeah, would you like something to eat? Should I let the boss know you're here?
Yeah, let him know that I'm here.
Fair.
Actually, just point me in his direction, and I'm going to pick up Alwyn's stuff. Like, I'm not going to leave
Okay.
it there unattended while
Sure.
he's unconscious.
Right.
And I'm going to grab a kid, almost definitely a kid at this point.
Sure.
And I'll be like, hey, here's a coin. You're going to sit right
Right.
here quietly. And when my friend wakes up, you're going to come find me, and I'll give you another coin. And he doesn't leave without me knowing. Yes, I'm gonna take the cane. I'm gonna take everything. Like, because I reasonably assume that it will be stolen otherwise.
I mean,
Fair assumption.
yeah, that's fair. And
I
yeah,
also will go through the bag because, sorry, that's who I am.
any secrets that the bag may contain.
But I won't do that right
let's work
away.
that up.
But yeah, I'll just be like, I'll have somebody sit with Alwyn to come and find
Yeah,
me when he wakes
absolutely.
up.
I mean, yeah, they're kids that'll they're
And
kids that are basically runners and because they just kind of like grab somebody that sure this is better than working in the kitchen.
And then I'll go to wherever they tell me that Nunzio is.
Basically, he's got a kind of of course, an owner's box essentially overlooking the gladiatorial stage, as it were, and it's pretty good size. This is kind of the Sunken Arena is not not like modern football stadium big, because 120,000 seat arena is like a population of the entire city. So but something a little bit more modest, but still has that scale and a pretty good size kind of fighting area. It is very reminiscent of the Colosseum in that the floors can come out and you can have like water fights and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. So there are occasionally events involving fighters versus sea monsters and things like that. So that's always entertaining. Sunday. But yeah, it's basically it's kind of a you find him in the box, and someone has told him that you're in the building and coming up to see him because T is prepared. He's dresses, the mode of dress is expensive, not necessarily ancient nobility, kind of somewhere between. There's a lot of notes of that, like accessories and things that have some age to them. Other than it's kind of very, very sharp mercanti kind of bourgeoisie business owner. I'm trying to figure out what the equivalent. I'm trying to figure out what the Eversink equivalent of a pinstripe suit would be.
He's definitely new money. Is what the impression I'm getting.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But he mingles enough with the ancient nobility that I think that pretty much everybody is kind of, oh bless him, he's trying, kind of,
I mean, honestly, there probably are some houses of lesser reputation where they dress like that too. So
and yeah, exactly. He does. It's kind of like this is one of the places that he puts his money. The other is into the arena, which is very well appointed. The tea is excellent. The times you've had it before, it's very quality. And no one is here to hear Given just absolutely going off on the quality of the porcelain tea set.
Given followed me, even though I can't talk to him.
I was following Alwyn actually, but
Given's like, I can't talk to anybody now.
But he's just for the audience, and I guess anyone who can like see in the spirit realm, he's just like up against like the tray going, oh, that's just amazing, look at geez, the work is so good.
I think Darren probably does notice that it's good quality china.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's just like it's one of those, again, another thing. It verges on ostentatious, but it's not that he's doing it to show off money. He just like, I'm gonna buy the best thing.
Yeah.
Kind of situation.
Why would you buy anything else?
Right?
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yes, some of us are eating ramen noodles. It's fine.
Buy the best that you could afford. How about that one?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'll just greet him. This is Nunzio.
Merhol. Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
The visit was kind of a surprise. I wasn't expecting you this evening. Are you here for the fights?
Oh, I'll stay for the fights and for your just amazing company, of course. It was a bit of an unexpected visit.
Excellent. I will get some extra tea. We'll make put on another pot.
How about something a little harder?
Very well. If you would like some Arabian whiskey from Erebos,
Yes,
I have some stuff that is very spicy.
Sounds delightful. And something, some carafe of rose water in a cloth, maybe? And I'll like hold up my like blood-covered hands.
Oh dear. Are you all right?
I think I like just kind of like unconsciously put a hand on my stomach where I got stabbed too. It's like, I'll live. I'm afraid I will have to further impose on you, and I need a new shirt and jacket.
I will make sure that something appropriate.
Just something to get me home.
Of course. And kind of snaps his fingers, and somebody is right there. It's like, I'm gonna need an appropriate evening coat, preferably something nice, and make sure the doctor gets up here as soon as possible.
Only if they're discreet.
Everything in the arena is right there. You know me.
Even beyond that, discreet.
You know, the third rule of the Sunken Arena: you do not talk about what happens in the Sunken Arena unless it's promoted or advertised.
Right. I cannot impress upon you how strongly this doctor must be discreet. Discreet to the point of being blind and mute.
You know, blind and mute's gonna make surgery a little. Well, the blind part's gonna make surgery a little more.
It's
tricky.
a metaphor, darling.
Got it. Okay. Look, he doesn't want to be any further in debt to me than he already is. It's fine. I promise.
Right.
But can you tell me what happened?
Stabbed. What does it look like happened?
Okay.
My friend stabbed rather worse.
I earned that. Yes, fair. Is it someone you need help with?
Not at the moment. I was worth the price.
Understandable. And and any help I can offer, of course for you the prices will be very reasonable.
Of course. I'll let you know I might need help with a rather disturbingly large man, but at the moment we're good.
Trust me. I have an abundance of other disturbingly large men at my disposal.
Well, I'm quite aware.
To deal with this fellow.
I'm quite aware. Is the Boulder fighting tonight?
Mr. Orfeo, he is actually on the ticket. So yes, that's something we can watch. That'll be a thing.
And I think I will just like change the topic to like betting and like what are the odds on him? Is he fighting tonight kind of thing, and probably place a bet.
Man. So you warmed up to Nunzio's favorite topic, himself and gambling. Fair. But yeah, fair enough. And yeah, I think probably around it, yes. As you guys are getting ready to Paxton and Riona to kind of like, well, how the hell are we gonna find a Darren? And Urshan, who for once is not Shouty Tommy.
That may have been a problem if it was Shouty Tommy.
That's right. Hey, they're over.
No.
Yeah, I will say I did not give anyone's name to this person. Like I just gave a description and said, tell them their friends are here at the Sunken Arena.
Fair enough. And yeah, it's like are you Von Tavni? I'm guessing from the tattoos.
Yes.
Excellent. I have a message for the Von Tafni lady and the cop.
I'm not a cop,
That is us. That would be us.
but I'm not a cop.
She's technically not a cop, but yes, you found
Okay.
the people.
Okay, fair. Oh, that your friends are at the Sunken Arena. Pax,
Oh.
Great.
you know Pax knows exactly where that is. Riona, might know. It's a landmark. It's relatively well known, but unless Riona's gone out of her way to like get involved in the like underground fighting community or something,
Not really.
which hasn't really been, not really on the topics of. But yeah, so yeah, okay, the Sunken Arena. I see Rihanna like, great.
Where's that?
I know where it is. Oh, wait, I know how to get
Awesome.
there. And then the hood that had just come back down just slowly goes back on the head. I know where that is. I don't want to get beat up. We're going.
Yeah, so okay, I didn't want to make everything so Pax. My question there is, or for us, is that you have an enemy that is a thieves guild.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Nunzio, because that's too many things connecting in one spot. I want to be somebody, but it's a guild that Nunzio also has problems with. So I guess my question for whenever is, let's figure out who this guild or where they operate or why they have a problem also with and the Fight Club, or or some kind of connection that does Nunzio have dirt on them or whatever. We'll figure that out. But
Yeah.
But basically, this is another way in which PAX is going to get themselves in trouble.
Try
But,
not to be subtle. As small, I wear the hood. I am as discreet as I could possibly be.
Well, no, it's all good. I just this is not necessarily the best time. I'm gonna hit you with enemies when they will actually be effective and really a problem, rather than just like, oh, we had trouble getting across town because the taxi
Just
cab guild
happened
was
to pass through.
mad at us or something. Yeah, exactly. You pass through the territory and they're all just following you, going.
Let's just keep walking.
Just like, are they a problem for you?
If I get caught, let's just keep going.
Only if you're really bad at dance fighting. Anyway, God.
I don't know if Pax has any dance experience.
Right? Oh,
Anyway.
geez. Yeah, to Eversink, the master of dance fighting. It's going to be on the ticket at the arena. But yeah, travel montage. I basically just going to do a Star Wars wipe cut to Riona and Pax arriving outside the Sunken Arena, kind of coming in and get Riona, maybe just a reaction shot of, because this is a very big building, but this would be a place that would be very appropriate for, the Von Tavni have this kind of sort of this is how they decide who the leader of the tribe is going to be. Is gladiatorial, is single combat, and the leader of the tribe is a person that can beat up all the other people that want to be leaders of the tribe. So this is not unfamiliar, but this would be a really nice place to watch it. Yeah, I bet there's some good fighting going on in here.
Probably.
Not great for horseback fighting. Maybe there's not as much room as you might like. Maybe knock out the first couple rows of stands or just ride the horse up there. What are they gonna do? Knock it out of the way? That's their problem.
If they get trampled because they didn't move, that's their own problem.
Their bloodline is weak. But yeah, it's a fair enough, and it's kind of brought in, and I guess at that point that kind of there'll be a nod, like, sir, there's there's a young boy at the door. It says he has a message for Miss Merrill. It's the urchin you sent off to find Riona and Pax. And it's kind of like, they've arrived.
Nunzio, darling, a couple of associates of mine are here. Would you mind terribly if we invited them in?
Of course not. I'd be very interested to meet your friends, seeing as how you almost always come here alone.
Associates, but yes.
Understood. But yeah, so yeah, again, kind of the description I've given of the owner's box in this kind of room, it is kind of this big, huge. I guess it would probably be 2 or 3 rooms with like no walls in the middle, but that far wall is just open onto the arena, so you can kind of see everything, a little balcony kind of stuff. But there is, there's food laid out. God, I'm trying to make this as Vegas as possible without actually being Vegas-y. That there is like, trays of just kind of picking up little meat and crackers and stuff like that probably occurs to you. It's been a hot minute since you've actually had anything to eat. And just there's drink and yeah, you can hear the sounds of fighting in the arena below. But yeah, and this gentleman called the Toad for a reason. He's not pretty. Basically, probably had some bad acne when he was younger, and is kind of middling height, just big, bulky, kind of barrel shaped, essentially, but in an impeccably tailored, nice suit with accents of the ancient nobility and things like that. He's dressed expensively, and by some standards dressed very well. Other standards maybe a little anyway. But yeah, he is you must be Meryl's friends.
Yes.
And I will smile and like nod at them a little bit to be like, yes, I am Meryl.
Sorry, associates. Nunzio.
Yes, that-
Nunzio Carbone, who Pax you would have heard of. Nunzio Carbone is like a mob boss, essentially. This is like the head of a crime family. He's had people killed.
The coin is hidden. There's no badge. It's just, yeah. Nice to meet you.
He owns this fine establishment.
Yes, exactly. My entertainment complex, the Sunken Arena, is at your disposal as an associate of Miss Merrill.
There's also an infirmary where our friend is recovering.
Okay.
And yeah, probably by the time you've gotten there, that you'll notice that Adarin is not wearing the same outfit. Had a change of clothes into probably something of an evening gown persuasion. Not
Wait,
like
the whole thing. They didn't just bring me a
expensive.
shirt and jacket. They brought me like
No,
a
it's just
whole
like
dress.
an outfit. Yes, exactly. Because this is Nunzio. It's like, boom, here, the doctor will see you. There's like a big Japanese screen kind of deal. I guess it's not Japanese in Eversync, but a
big
screen.
paper screen.
Yes, a big paper screen. Thank you. The words were failing me there.
It curiously gets very dark, and then you can't see any shadow silhouettes
Right,
once
yeah,
I
right,
go behind
exactly.
it to
Yeah,
change.
there's no silhouette at all on the other side. Yeah, it's weird like that. But yeah, some medical. But you guys missed all of the medical. But you have been. I would say that would be a successful bind wounds. So how damaged were you?
I am at 8 out of 12 because Rihanna gave me some healing.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably put yourself at 10 out of 12.
Okay.
You'd still got a little bit of natural healing to get done, but stitched and like bandaged underneath and all this kind of other stuff. But yeah, she's wearing different clothes than she had on at the fight.
I would have taken a lot of care with that doctor to like only bear like the minimum amount of skin that they needed to try and like hide my scales as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's fair. Yeah, it's just like, okay. It says it's one of my most modest patients. That's fine. It's all good. But yeah, it probably doesn't actually say anything. He probably just is like, or other beyond just kind of I need to see the wound, or just kind of instructional kind of stuff. He doesn't ask any questions.
Good.
No name, no bedside manner, no name, no. How are you this afternoon? Stabbed, huh? Okay. It's just,
which is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, part of that is he's been told to be discreet, and part of that is just kind of a little bit of fight ring doctor of just let's get through this day. Show me where we're hurt. Are we gonna fight again? Okay. In that case, you really should concussion protocol. You really should sit down. Oh, you have another fight coming up in a minute? Oh, fine. Here, drink this and good luck.
Bye.
Yeah, or do that's my debts get paid off either way. Being the doctor on call.
I'll motion to the tea and the what does he said, it was brandy or whiskey?
It's a whiskey from Erebos, and so kind of like a cross between like it's very whiskey like. It's got almost a peaty flavor to it, but also a very like a cinnamon capsaicin kind of hot. So it's kind of just like when he said it's a spicy whiskey, he's not kidding. But it actually pairs pretty well with the tea. If you put some sugar in the tea too, that makes it even, actually kind of
probably just like pour myself a couple shots. Just like down one and then like sip at the next one.
Yeah, it's like boom. Okay, it's great.
I would do my best to not react to actually.
Fair. Okay.
So, like slight nostril flare of
oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to. That should be a die roll.
Oh, I can do it. I can do a die roll if you want. Sure.
I'm just gonna be like a threshold of 2. So but no, I'm not gonna make you spend any points on that. That's fine. It's just kind of like a. Darren, man, she's a sorceress. She's used to like, rigid control. You have to like keep corruption from like spilling out into the world. A little spices.
I have also always thought that it kind of hurts when you internalize the corruption. Like there's
probably
it's not just it just doesn't disappear. It hurts. So like I'm used to pain.
It's body transformation in not a pleasant way, more of a American Werewolf in London sort of. Yeah, not great. Transformation fun times. But yeah, so yeah, it's one of the but it's it's hot, it's good, it's very good, and Erebos is a long way away, so just it's got that this is incredibly expensive because it's exotic and came from not that anything like that isn't ever think of all the places in the world other than Erebos would be the place you could find this stuff, but yeah. Anyway, and Nunzio, of course, also then turns and offers to Riona and to Pax, would you also care for some whiskey from Erebos? It's very good.
No, thank you.
Tea then, perhaps.
Pax is a little distracted. They're trying to find Given because they couldn't find Given earlier because apparently Given followed the other spirit person.
Yeah, you kind of come into the room. Yeah, Given is like, check out the tea set. This is amazing.
Like when your kids are pointing out something, it's oh, that's very nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Give me just 1 second. I'll talk to you in just a bit.
I think Darren is very pointedly, have some tea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like you be polite in the mobster's private box here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Please, yeah, absolutely. But
Riona would
Gibbon's
have
like,
introduced herself as just Riona.
Mhm.
But yes, she will take a shot of whiskey.
fantastic. Yeah, it's like I said, it's got that the whiskey burn in the throat, but also the spicy burn in the mouth kind of thing. But it again also pairs well with the tea. The tea is just really good. Probably up there. I mean, Pax may have is I guess that's the question. Is Senganese, is your family's tea better?
I feel
Is
like
tea from home
it's, like,
is tea from home better, or is that
very much like like somebody from the south is like, it's good, but you know what's better? My mom's. So she's
okay?
like,
Sure,
this is good,
it's, yeah, mom's
family
tea
tea
is
is
always
better.
best. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay,
Mhm.
fair enough.
Just
I
like
was kind of
the
curious
polite
if
little, that's good. They're like in the head, not as good as my
nice.
mom's, but
I love it. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if there was like the whole. I don't know if I'm not much enough of a tea drinker to know if this is actually a thing with like tea from Ceylon versus tea from Japan versus if that's everybody has our tea is best kind of other than just marketing, but
Those are two different types of tea. Or like there's
Yeah,
like
okay,
multiple
fair enough.
types. So I'm a tea
styling.
drinker.
Well,
there are many types of tea that come out of Japan. Ceylon's not one of them.
okay. Well, no, and that's what I mean. It's like it's from somewhere else, and therefore
Different spots.
is
Yeah.
therefore
So
is
it's-
inferior to all teas from this place or whatever. You know.
Yeah, it's probably very
But-
much a different type of tea, like
Yeah.
different between like.
Okay.
She's just more like this isn't the tea I'm used to,
Sure.
but it's okay.
Mhm.
It's all right. Not my favorite thing. Not what I would want when I'm sick. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's good tea, and I am absolutely not going to offend the mobster.
No, I've already offended one. Apparently, we're not gonna do another one.
Yeah, it's all the list of all the people that Bax has got on her bad side. That's what I love. Is Pax is the cinnamon roll of this bunch. It has the most enemies. Has the most actual enemies.
Cinnamon roll that will rat you out in a heartbeat.
Like Eversink is not a place that like we're being nice is rewarded.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Do not destroy.
Like, okay. So yeah. I understand. So welcome. And kind of turns back to Meryl. And so your only associate I haven't met is the one that's in the infirmary.
Yes.
We should probably, take a minute to discuss that as well. As far as again, reasonable prices, friends and family, as it were. But I don't know. How do you feel about maybe a payment in trade?
Depends on what you're looking to trade for.
Well, perhaps some interesting entertainment. And he kind of glances, eyes cut towards Fiona is standing, probably still with a bow strung over her back.
Oh yeah. She doesn't go anywhere without that thing.
I'll look at Rihanna and says, how do you feel about fighting? For sport in the arena.
Oh, well, that's
I don't usually fight for sport.
First time for everything. I'll be placing a bet on her, of course. So I'll turn to Dubzio.
this is hey, your coin.
Excellent.
Side bets are always welcome. But,
Turn to Rihanna. We could make some coin at this.
What are the rules?
Well, depends on the fight. Most of them are non-lethal, unless it's a specially arranged event. And try and keep it inside the arena and not in the stands. Don't want to, paying customers, I don't want them dead. nobody bet on them, so or against them. So but yeah, kind of keep it contained and try not to kill anybody. Like, other than that, some of them are timed. It depends on the fight, really. We try if it's a down ticket, if it's not like a main event planned and promoted, then usually we do put a timer on it so it doesn't go for hours and hours so people don't get bored. But I have a feeling that people would not be bored to see a Vontavni horse archer take on some of the local talent.
I see a distinct lack of horses here.
Well, sure. I mean, that could be arranged. It would take some time. If you would like to maybe you know what? Do well tonight. Maybe I will sponsor a horse event myself.
I think your people would like that, wouldn't it, Riona? A chance to show off.
Most definitely.
Make a little money.
Oh, that interesting. Like a team event. All right. And now you have my attention. Tune in next week for the chariot races at on Denari's Half Dozen, episode 3. Where I will just be ripping off the entire plot of Ben-Hur.
Bold of you to assume we've seen that and we'll play along.
Fair. No, it would go. I couldn't keep that up, and two, I'm really having a hard time seeing Kitty as Charlton Heston. Anyway, now that I've taken myself into a tangent. But tell you what, follow Gregory here. He will take you down to the preparation area, the locker rooms, as it were, and we'll get you kitted out, maybe prepared. Hand wraps for your knuckles, that kind of thing. Just little some ideas to keep yourself from hurting yourself too badly. First time in the arena and all that good stuff.
Yes,
But
Riona, take care to not hurt yourself.
I'll be
This
careful.
is, in case it's not clear, it's very much meant to be like a haha with Riona of like, we both know Riona's gonna mop the floor with whoever they send her.
I mean, that was kind of. I mean, I didn't actually. You knew this was going to happen the moment you brought Alwyn to the fight club. This is just anyway. But yeah, I think a little bit of time. There's some chit chat. How awkward is it for Pax to be kind of sitting at the table? Do you put Meryl in between yourself and Nunzio? Is that how that goes when it's just the three of you there, or
Pax probably stayed a little away. Not so much that it was obvious that it's like I'm avoiding you, but very much like this is the closest seat, let me sit in this one. But that's not actually close to you, but is close to where I can see.
Gotcha.
I think that
Okay.
probably Darren would have like encouraged them to sit a little closer. And at some point when Nunzio is like distracted with something else, I'll lean over to her and be like, were your associates able to take care of things?
As much as they could. But as you know, rowdy bar fights are not illegal. But they're aware that there might have been someone associated with the murder. You can only do so much when you're not technically a member of the City Watch.
And nothing's gonna follow us home.
It shouldn't.
Excellent.
They didn't really seem to have enough time to place a face, given our preparations.
Good.
So, I'm
Excellent.
also very glad you said a quiet child, because that could have been a problem.
Shouty Tommy doesn't work for Nunzio. He works for someone else.
Good. Who does he work for?
Anyone
Hex,
who
very
will hire-
concerned for a moment. who does he work for?
Literally anyone who will hire him. He tends to annoy a lot of the higher ups, and so he tends to just cycle through them a lot. He's kind of
Okay.
who you get when you can't really get anyone else, but Horace is just unreasonably fond of him.
I do love the idea that Shouty Tommy works for everyone for about 2 weeks until he realizes that's the only volume he has. And then he's like, I'm afraid we've got to let you go. I'm like, I understand.
Yes. And he goes back to Horace over and over because Horace it's like, it's okay, buddy.
We'll find you somewhere to fit in.
God.
This that I just thought of. Isn't the other spirit, the spirit for Alwyn, is it tied to the cane itself, or is it to the person?
It is the cane, the ghost and spirit sphere is specifically tied to the cane.
Okay. When I was sensing Forgiven, did I pick, since that's apparently also with Darren, did I pick up
The
anything
spirit
from
sight?
that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Did I
that
get anything
cane is
from
very,
that?
cane
Because
is
Beck is
very-
like, what
the
is
cane's-
this?
The cane's very much magical.
Yes.
I think from from that standpoint, it would be something that someone in possession of that cane could do sorcery. It's in that knowing this, knowing and have learned the magic is going to make it easier and better. But in the same way that the manual of dissection gave a certain amount of sorcery to a poor sculptor who didn't really know what he was doing, this game maybe a lesser effect there, but yes, the sorcery is possible with the cane, and probably because of it does radiate with energy of a spirit or some kind of like spirit of intellect or some kind of sentience, kind of in the same way a spirit is, but it's definitely kind of bound and locked in to the cane. So I guess in spirit it would glow yellow. In the video game UI, I guess, that we're kind of coming up with for Pax's spirit sight, I guess it would glow the this is a magic item glow, I guess.
The magic item glow.
Right.
This is important.
Well, apparently last week when she's got like a eagle eye vision from Assassin's Creed when she's looking in the spirit realm. So no, it's just kind of these, if it works to kind of get the imagination everybody on kind of on the same page as far as that style goes. But yeah, it's something that it definitely has a feel of a spirit granting magic and sorcery, that being able to use the sphere of a particular kind of sorcery. Which one is it spirit? It's spirits. It's in the cane, right?
Yeah, ghosts and spirits specifically.
Yeah, and Alwyn has the statuary is Alwyn.
Yeah, Alwyn specifically is able to do statuary through past events, and the ghosts and spirits was a thing that happened because of another past event.
The thing that happened.
The thing that happened.
That thing,
Flashback.
the thing.
Yes.
There's a street light, and Alwyn's under the street light smoking a cigarette. Monologues for 5 minutes straight.
Just info dump that all began when I was a small child.
All the thing, yes. Man,
eyes that burn with fire, and so did my heart with passion.
Okay. That was a hell of an anesthetic there.
Just totally switched universes.
Yes, Alwyn's, Alwyn under surgical anesthetic is basically just having his own French film,
Yeah,
basically going on. Just a little noir film.
Everyone's wearing trench coats and fedoras for some reason. Everyone has like a rocks glass with like 2 fingers worth of whiskey. Somehow everyone has a 6-shooter at some point.
Absolutely. Oh man. God, yeah. But anyway, fair enough. So yeah, after a certain amount of time, you wake up in an unfamiliar place. Well, a different room at least. Probably knowing that you're in the arena and have been out for hours, wounds stitched up to the point that you're probably at, I'm gonna say -5. No longer like you're wounded, but not severely wounded.
Let's wait till my next roll. We'll change that really quickly.
Perfect. That's exactly. Anyway, yes, but hurt, a little disoriented, and there is probably some kind of after effect of that, whatever they gave you, that poppy milk, something concoction, because it kind of is. It still is kind of in the motor skills area of thing, like, okay, I'm gonna get up now, and you go to move, and there's that delay between you think you're moving and your body actually does, and it's really disorienting kind of thing. Oh, okay, maybe I should sit in this lovely chair. This is oof. And yeah, stitches, and yeah, but everything seems to be inside where it's supposed to be.
I think with Alwyn, just like kind of semi-conscious, reaches for a cane that isn't there, and very visibly you can see they might be healed, a little bit more healed, but they definitely look a lot more closer to death than they should.
But fair enough. And it kind of upstairs is well, I mean, you're probably at the point where they've got you to a point where you can, I guess there's, yeah.
Well, the urchin is there and it's supposed to let me know when all the
yeah, exactly. Up. Well, actually, yeah, Alan wakes up, and as you wake up, a kind of kid looks up from the game. It's I guess the equivalent of a game of jacks. It's like a couple of blocks and things like that. It just kind of scoops a couple of things up and stuffs them in a pocket and goes, "Oh, you're awake. Excellent. I get paid." It takes off.
I get money.
Like 3 seconds after the kid says, "I get paid," Alan finally registers they said something, goes, "Yeah." And just collapses back into the chair again.
Just sleeps. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, exactly. It's one of those, and but yeah, the kind of, there's another knock. It's like one of the runners from downstairs. Your Miss Merrill's other associate is awake.
Oh, excellent. And I will get up and pick up the cane and go down.
Okay, perfect. I will
just the cane.
Just the cane.
Pax is
the rest of
sorry. Set the cup down and pick up everything else and just be like, sorry. And just follow right behind.
No, I think Adam's stay. It's very rude to leave him.
But you're leaving.
No, it's fine. If you've got business, it's perfectly okay. I will entertain. I will visit some of my other guests. I should probably do that anyway and circulate a little.
Well, we'll be back for Riona's fight then. How about that?
Take your time. I'll catch up. Yes, of course. That's a very. I would love to see that. I'm looking forward to this. Actually, this is gonna be great. But yeah, Darren kind of leaves the room. Pax kind of with, and of course there's Given going, "What? Oh man, this is such a nice set."
We'll be back.
Such a nice
can't have it
set.
anyway.
Don't remind me.
I'm just stating the facts. You can't touch it. It is really good. I can appreciate it.
I can appreciate it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I would have paid quite a bit for that. That was, yeah.
He probably did. He probably paid a lot of money.
You should ask him who sold it to him.
I really don't feel comfortable talking to a mob boss.
I think Darren kind of leans into you at that point, says, "Talk to the people that others can see."
I mean, I can make you see them. It just
we're being watched. Remember.
Oh yeah. I said, like, fully comes back to, sorry. just the under the breath sorry to Given as they keep walking behind.
Given is actually to Darren is going to realize that he's caused a problem. He's like, oh, sorry. Not that Darren could hear any of this, but he's just like, my bad. That's still first time dead. So
First time dead.
If you die 10 times, they cut your ticket and you get a free ice cream.
But
Pax is just gonna the last thing they say while they're in between. Just he's sorry too. That's it. Just he's sorry too. Got distracted.
But and for Riona, the locker room is not as much of a boys' club as you might think. It's there is several people, every shape and size, just about. It's not. There aren't like gender related. It's not like women's basketball or anything like that. It's you want to fight, you fight. It's everybody's in there. And so there are some big ladies, some small ladies, and feisty ones, scarred, and just but you get basically the rundown is, you know, kind of they kind of like look over the bow to make sure there's not like poison or anything like that in there, and just kind of like this seems nice. I mean, plant magic, I guess there could be, you know. But that you know, it's like knives, any other weapons to declare, kind of, you know.
Nope, just the bow and hunting knives.
All right. Would you like to use a sword, a shield, perhaps, buckler, maybe? Available. First, okay, I suppose, sure. Well, you're on the docket for, and kind of checks the thing. It's like, yeah, apparently you've been added to. So this is kind of an open fight night. So we've added you to that ticket, and it's kind of a ranked. So as you gain victories, you go up, and we'll be fighting more established opponents, eventually going up against, you know, assuming you do very, very well, and this may take more than one day, eventually be fighting the champion of the arena, which would be Mr. Orfeo. But
yeah,
right. You know, don't get your hopes up. Deal with one fight at a time would be my recommendation. I've seen a lot of fighters come and go and get too excited, and they come back on stretching. So, just saying.
I always focus on the fight at hand.
Smarter than most, then. Good luck.
Thank you.
You kind of essentially you kind of get an armband. This is a, you know, combatant versus, I guess, all the other people. It is a very busy kind of place. I'm kind of thinking of like locker rooms like right before a game when everybody's kind of jazzed up, and there are people just kind of running everywhere. Some people are like bringing water. There's food going around. Some people are coming off of fights and are just all sweaty and bloody and with sand, you know, just dirt and stuff from being out in the arena, and they're getting sandwiches and drinks, and other people are getting ready to go in, including you and stuff like that. So yeah, Darren, you and Alwyn and Pax wind up in a spot where basically you can, Alwyn probably giving Alwyn a chair with wheels on it, so you can put him where you can see the fight. You can wheel Alwyn around. He's got I
could, but
a wheeled chair, and yeah, they arrive. You can probably get down there, and it's I don't know, that might be a thing. Maybe they should invent something like that. Yeah, he's basically kind of has not again, either pain or the pain medication, and but when you arrive, kind of making some noise and coming in, I guess Alwyn might probably come out of and just wake up, and there is Darren and Pax. Darren has your cane, Pax has your other stuff.
Just a quick question. As I was
Sure.
carrying the cane up and then down again, could I tell that it's sorceress?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That if you wanted to, you probably could for a while with that cane use the ghosts and spirits sphere.
Tempting, but not at the moment. I think
Like,
I don't delve
I want
too
to try this.
deeply.
I want to try this out.
I think I don't delve too deeply into it. I'm just like, oh, this is clearly sorceress. Okay. And
Yeah,
like that's enough for me for now.
that's an interesting piece of information. Yeah,
It is. Well, I mean, I know that Alwyn has sorcery, but
Mhm.
actually, probably with the oh, thank you for that. And probably actually while you have the cane, you actually could hear given.
That's a good
So
point.
now you know what
there
he
was no
sounds like.
translation.
interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. It just like leeches in, and I'm just like, okay.
It's just another.
Hex
It's kind of
temporarily
another
touches the
person.
cave, so you can
Another
see him
person
too.
in the room, or actually probably sounds like a person in like the next room, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a little muffled kind of thing.
Do I see him?
But
Pax
Or
probably at
just
one
not-
point would have just
I don't
grabbed the
think so.
cane because
if
Well-
if Pax touches the cane, then I believe that her spirit sight, you could probably kind of, because
yeah,
they've
because we've
they've
had that
done
happen
that
before.
Yeah.
They've done
Okay.
that before for Alwyn, but with the cane, you can hear them and kind of have a.
Huh.
It's very much like I think we kind of went with it, like Toph from Last Airbender. It's a little bit of you kind of know where things are, but not necessarily see them.
Right. I think when Pax touches it, I'll actually look directly at him and make eye contact,
Mhm.
and just kind of like a very small nod, and then just like keep going as if nothing's happening, because people are looking at us.
Sorry, I just, is he really a mob boss?
Just a nod. Keep walking.
Just the
That's so like or kind of hits himself on the back of the head, like,
Yeah. And I can't see
was-
this, so
which is literally the way he was killed, but or at least knocked unconscious to be killed.
Pax's hands are full, and so Pax is like with full hands is just going, like I can't. She said don't talk. I cannot talk. I can't write to you. Give me a second. So they're just like we'll talk in a little bit.
yeah. Then we'll walk into to Alwyn's room, or to the
Right.
infirmary.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's always kind of comes to a little bit. It's like, okay, and but yes, I bring this scene to you, Alwyn. Your friends have arrived.
Alwyn like looks at Adurin with the cane and just says, "May I have that pack, please?"
Of course. Go ahead.
And you see like a little bit more of the color come back to Alwyn's face as he is actively holding it, and just kind of holds it a little bit closer, and you just see very faint mouth movement that says, "Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
I didn't want it to be stolen with no one here to watch it.
Was there a
Wait,
change in the spirit at all when you touched it?
Mhm.
When you took it back? Okay.
You see like that second person come back, like that very blurred, like kind of half image thing.
Okay.
Mhm.
How are you
Interesting.
feeling?
Ghosts and spirits are fun. I love this sphere. Nothing ever goes wrong.
Nothing ever goes wrong with any sorceress sphere.
Mhm.
I mean,
Ooh.
it only uses an ability called corruption for a reason.
It's fine. It's
fine.
fine.
It's fine. Listen.
Don't worry
Absolutely
about
fine.
it.
I mean, there's not a lot of difference between tattoos and scales, right? You're just decorating your
Exactly.
body.
Oh,
Yeah.
that actually brings up
Yeah.
a really good point. How do I look from the infirmary? Did they like put a robe over me, or am
I
I,
mean,
like
yeah.
half dressed?
I mean, probably like I'm trying to figure like if the hospital gown was a smoking jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like really kind of the kind of, it's like the boxers wear to the ring, like this silk thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's probably, it is probably almost certainly like silk or just something very, very nice. And yeah, but it is also never enough fabric, kind of the same way hospital gowns are, never as much as you would like them to be.
Gotcha. Then yeah, you'll see Alan like trying to tug the robe closer, but you'll see you'll see a very obvious shaped scar, at least from one part, just poking out. And that looks way older than the stab wounds he got tonight.
Yeah.
Like on his chest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chest and maybe like peeking up around the shoulder all the way to the back.
Ooh, big scar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
X just gonna like does a quick like once over and goes, I think I have your pants. They may be gross though. And it just sets them on something nearby and is like, do we need to go out while you change? Do you
I think
help?
there's this, we can get you something else as you can see. Nunzio has a flair for the dramatic.
Or that.
I think I would like new pants. These bring up bad memories.
They're also
Just like-
covered in blood and the waistband is ruined.
Yeah. Thank you for holding on to them. I need a new pair of pants, please. Weirdly, not the first time I've ever said this.
Yes, sir. I think we can find something for you.
Thank you.
I have a lot of bad memories in those pants. That's fair.
How are you feeling?
Like I had a sharp metal object pushed into me multiple times.
Strangely enough, that is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Did we win?
Define win. We're still living.
Yeah, you're not gone.
No one saw our faces.
Yeah, I made sure that they didn't see your faces or recognize you, and you were gone by the time the watch was fully there.
Okay.
He didn't get arrested though. I didn't have any proof that he had been the one to do the murder.
Okay.
They don't take my just accusations very seriously without evidence.
Would they take a testimony from a beggar?
Using my laws and traditions, how reputable is the viewpoint of a beggar, given the way that commerce is in the city? I would imagine it would be that great.
Okay, so you're just kind of asking from what you would know. Yeah, normally that would be, it's about as, it's honestly eyewitness. The legal system is arcane. I mean, obviously the point that there is a whole investigative ability about making up laws on the spot. So I mean, that's a thing you could do. You could just tell me, are there certain times and places where a beggar's word is absolute, or something along those lines, or I mean, maybe if the beggar's testimony is given on signing day or is given to a market priest or something along those lines, maybe. I don't know. That's if you want to use a point of laws and traditions to declare this to be a true law. That's something that ability lets you do. From just like knowledge, probably, I mean, it probably works the way you think it does, is that it's circumstantial hearsay evidence and they're going to go, he said, she said, and
that's what I figured.
You give a beggar enough coin, they will tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the biggest thing is like, and now I say that, and then my brain just like did a factory reset.
Someone held down the lock button and power button on you at the same time and just gone.
No, it's like the whole app crashed, and I was like, now I'm back to home screen, and I'm like, wait, where'd it go? I have to go look at that.
I've done that.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be because of the a lot of beggars don't have quite the commerce effectiveness. It would very much head to that he said, she said. Like, basically, it wouldn't really change anything if we did get that testimony, because it would be they would do basically the same thing that Pax was doing. It's a possibility. Let me go see if I can find any definite proof. And as of right now, we don't have any definite proof. So we're back at where we were before. So
Well, if
Did
you'll
we at least
excuse
get
the
something?
pun, yes, we did.
Okay.
If you'll excuse the pun, we now know that we have much, much bigger fish to fry.
Alwyn
Just a
goes
laugh.
poof and disintegrates from the party.
There's just a little.
Giant fish.
Derek does giggle a little bit.
A giant yes, yes. God, I got a stinger in there. That's so good.
Mhm. Well,
Ed Darren is the Arnold Schwarzenegger of our party. He's got the one-liners.
Okay.
oh my God.
No physical capabilities at all. And very fancy and very well spoken.
Sully, I will kill you with shadows last. Anyway.
But also terrifying.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
Anyway. How did I get off the rail? Anyway.
Pax just
Alwyn
kinda
just
looks-
like nods.
Pax will go over. Did you? I was on the roof. Did you find out something that I didn't?
I found out quite a lot.
Okay, your weight may have a little more than the beggars. What did you find out? And Pax notebook. All right, what you got?
And
you're right.
Darren just looks at you.
Alwyn's going to look at Darren and go, I think it might not be a good idea to talk about this business and the criminal underbelly.
That's fair enough.
And
the
certainly not
notebook
if you're
goes
going
back.
to write it down.
Mhm.
Notebook goes back away. That's fair.
Well, either I have written testimony, or you can come give your testimony to the city watch. But they won't help me or help with the arrest if I don't have
From what
more
I've
than the word
learned,
of a beggar.
we aren't going to need the city watch for anything.
Okay.
I'd like to not be on
Alright.
the front lines if we ever decide to do violence again.
We
In
just
fact, I would like to be like 3
violence.
blocks away. I don't know if you'll remember. I got stabbed multiple times and almost died.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
remembered, but so did I.
Yeah.
I
But you're
couldn't
still
see
walking.
very well. I was
Yes, because I happened to be there next to Riona, who helped me. If it wasn't for her, I'd be worse than you.
So it's Riona's fault. Got it. No.
I tried.
Nice.
Yes, you
Nice.
got stabbed.
Nice.
You got stabbed a lot. So did I.
Yeah. Seriously.
You kind of saved yourself. So.
How to like beep up yourself out of there.
I love it. Yeah. So I mean, it's Riona's fault. Cut to Riona entering the arena. This kind of I mean, this from the ground it is larger, and it's not from the fighting floor is not as high up to the first seats as it probably should be for safety. It might have used to been, but the building does sink a little over time, despite their best efforts. It's not entirely impossible to, like, I don't know, jump on somebody's shoulders and jump up into the stands if you needed to
I needed
for some reason. Yes. But yeah, I think it probably kind of that is that kind of the cinematic of seeing that and kind of passing around agreed that kind of this open space and folks in the stands. I mean, it's not like a huge crowd or whatever. This is because we're not doing the movie Gladiator. But you can probably see the kind of the owner's box where Adarin and Pax and Alwyn has been wheeled up to kind of can overview and see, and yeah, and we'll get the fight started after these messages from our sponsor. Right? We're gonna take a little break because it's probably a good time to do that and give you guys time to get something to drink, stretch, and we'll be right back. Speaking of women destroying others. Excellent. Welcome back. Speaking of women destroying people, Riona in the arena. Because basically releasing, kind of stepping in from several other, yes, perfect transition. Thank you. Just boom. But yeah, there are 5 people kind of in this space. Riona, 4 other folks, 3 guys, 3 men. Yeah, 5 people total. 3 men, you and 1 other woman. And yeah, they're all kind of equidistant apart, and you get to go to town. I'm gonna say sure. There is probably like a little bit of like rubble and stuff like that. It's kind of a faux ruin, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think it from a height and a distance, it basically looks like wargaming terrain, you know, kind of like the fake building kind of things. So yeah, or done in kind of like a brick and some in wood and things like that. So yeah, but I will say, yeah, everybody is probably at medium range as far as for a specific combat rule kind of thing. The person's like almost completely opposite you would probably be at long, but why not? Let's start with Riona. What would you like to do?
So
in the combat,
if I can see what weapons everybody else has, I'd like to know what weapons everybody else has.
Okay. 2 that are sword and board fighters, just shield and sword, leather armor. There isn't anybody in anything heavier than leather. And then you've got 1 that is just 2 swords.
Okay.
And then let's see, there is the other woman is fighting with a spear. And then the last guy does not have swords, he has knives. Like little longer than, like not like dagger, but more short sword, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna target the guy with the knives first.
Okay.
I don't want him throwing those at me. I'm not gonna use any warfare yet.
All right, I'm naming him Knives Chow just so that we got him straight. But
that's gonna be a 4 to hit.
A 4 to hit. That will hit.
Mm-hmm.
That will hit.
Awesome. 7 damage.
Well then, all right. Okay. Armor of 1. Yeah, all right. Let me just go ahead and drag a refresh token into the box there for a what does it look like when you I thought we said no killing, but well, you've removed him from combat. It does not necessarily have to be fatal.
I think I have high enough tactics of death to be able to not make it fatal.
Sure, that's fair. And that is absolutely reasonable. Like catch him in the shoulder or something that will knock him unconscious, or
hit an arm or a leg.
But yeah, just boom, just spins and just kind of catches it he's probably moving towards you or somebody else, and just catches him in such a way to just completely knock him off his feet, and just and probably hits something going down. Maybe that's what knocks him unconscious, or like crashes his head into the rock, or that you've knocked him in some way against a building or something. But yeah, it says we want okay, one down. I'm gonna say the sword and board guy and the spear girl are entangling with one another. So you've got a guy with two swords gonna come at you and try and mess up your day. How does that sound? Does that sound great?
Sure.
I mean, the answer could be no. I mean, no, that doesn't sound good at all. I would rather not.
I mean, I'll just wreck his day, so.
Yeah, all things being equal, right? Fair enough. Guy's got a couple of points of warfare, so he's going to spend them because chances are he won't get them otherwise. So I would put 2 points on there, and which is good because that is what I needed to hit a 4, which will hit you, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2 swords, one of which gets past your guard, so that will be a whole 3 points of damage.
So take 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then it will, in fact, because that's they're busy, and then one other person will get a chance to go. Guy with sword and board. Okay. Also spending 2, but an 8 is not a critical. Because an 8, it was only 4 higher than 4, not 5. So that's just a straight roll. That's also going to be 3 points of damage.
Was that at me?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry. But not a critical at you. So
That's fine.
the other 2 are fighting each other. But then it
Okay,
comes
cool.
back around. Then it comes back around to Riona.
All right. So how many do I have on me? Just one?
You have a guy with 2 swords and a guy with a sword and a shield.
Okay. And then the spear person
Mm-hmm.
and the second guy with the sword and shield are
Entangled with, are fighting each other. So.
okay.
And I guess I would be thinking about your strategy, because I want to kind of go bounce back and forth to our spectators as well, to how this is going on. Because I guess Nunzio would be like, "Oh, well, she is a very good shot. That's excellent."
Mm.
But so how do you know this this associate, this horse maiden from the plains?
Well, through work.
She's a friend from work.
Excellent. A friend from work. Okay. Interesting. From work, you say. All right. Well, I gotta try, Meryl. I gotta try.
Of course you do, darling. I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
I'll talk to you 2 later.
Oh, what? Sorry, I spaced out there. Why are these people fighting in a ring?
It's a fight club.
Welcome, my
Fiona's
friend.
down there, you see?
Welcome, my friend, to the Sunken Arena. I am Nunzio Carbone, and this is my place. You've already met my surgeon. You may not have been awake for it.
I haven't been awake for a lot of things at the moment. Very nice to meet you, Nunzio. I am Alwyn.
Pleasure. I imagine we're going to get to be friends. I hope.
Hopefully not while I'm on a table.
Well, if you're on a table and I'm doing surgery, you're in deep, deep trouble, my friend.
Well, thank you for your kind services and for helping me out of a tight spot.
Thank your friend Riona. She is paying for those services right now. cut back to Riona in the arena. Transition, just gonna. I kind of like the idea that in the show of the game, right? That this is that up in the box, it's like all kind of quiet and the fighting is all muffled and just kind of like this nice calm conversation that cuts back to Riona and the arena sounds are suddenly loud and everything is the camera is fast moving and just all that contrast. It like goes from like the calm dolly shots to like handheld, just kind of almost shaky cam kind of stuff. Perfect.
So I'm going to back away from these two so I can properly shoot them and not get hit immediately.
Nice. Okay.
I'm going to use a point of warfare because I want to try to hit both of them.
Okay.
Don't want to use all of it yet.
Okay, so the harder person to hit is 4. If you beat that by, if you want a 7, you want to beat that. You got to hit them, so you got to hit that threshold, and then 3 more to hit the other person. So
probably won't hit them, but both.
Well, that's where you want to, that's where you want to go if you're trying to hit for both. So if however many points of warfare you'd like to spend on a roll.
I'll go for 1 right now.
Okay.
I will shoot at the double sword guy.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 2.
Oh man. Okay. That you would need to spend a lot more points of warfare. That would just be a miss. That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. This may be a situation where you have to start engaging with knives, and that this might be get the one at range and kind of get in there. Look, even Aloy uses her spear sometimes. It happens.
This is true.
But out of that exchange, the gal with the spear takes out the other swordsman. In a non-lethal fashion, basically sweeps the leg and clocks him with the back of it, as opposed to stabbing him. So, but fair enough. That is going to leave. The guy with 2 swords is going to stay with you. The sword and board guy is going to engage our spearwoman. So you have 1 person trying to hit you with a 5 will do that, and that is another 3.
Okay.
How you doing health wise? Not as happy as you'd like, I imagine, but
I'm back to where I started the session.
nice. Okay. Fair.
Still okay.
It's just okay, but not
Okay, I'd like to not be this hurt,
right.
but
Like let's win this fight quickly. Sure, fair enough.
yeah.
And then after that round, kind of there's the spearwoman is from Erebos. It's an interesting technique. Almost fighting with staff, but of course one end is really stabby.
I mean, that's not a bad description for a spear.
I was gonna say, you really just don't want to be hit by the pointy end in a lot of things.
Look, I'm not the combat trainer guy. I am the entertainment part of the equation here, but that is my understanding that in general in combat, the what you want to do is avoid the pointy end. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're better at that than the other guy is, you're probably gonna win.
Yeah. Have you considered having an announcer, someone to commentate on the skills and prowess of the people in the ring?
That sometimes there are that is frequently done for like groups, and a lot of times they'll have their own. We don't have like in general a system for that, because honestly hearing it above the sounds of combat has proven difficult. But any number of, you'll hear different some groups bring their own entertainers to kind of provide commentary on the fights. It's a job.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you is that something you're interested in? I could
No, I'm just, business perspective. I'm imagining if you had just commentators for different parts of the ring, someone who'd watch and shout, and this way everyone gets their own individual section to hear what's going on in the fight and entertain them more, get them more riled up, and those people could be tipped individually.
Yeah, and I guess I suppose their salary, we could maybe raise ticket prices a little.
Yeah,
somewhat. I mean, there's a upper limit to that sort of thing too, because
Think of the added value. They're paying more for more entertainment.
You could call the position shoutcasters.
Possibly. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
So
Keep it
fair
towards a
enough.
high clientele too.
Yeah. So fair enough. There's Riona, and there are 3 combatants left. What would Riona like to do this round? This exchange of pleasantries here.
Well, this guy's annoying me.
Yay! My nameless NPCs are doing their job. Perfect.
Trying to decide what points to spend. I'm just gonna spend some warfare again. I'm gonna use 2 this time because I do actually want to hit this guy. I want him to not be here.
Sure.
Double swords guy. I got a 5.
Nice. That will hit. It's not a critical or anything, but it will absolutely hit. And yeah, roll damage. Your minimum is, you spent 2 points of warfare, so your minimum is 2.
5.
Okay.
Damage.
5 damage is much more than his armor will withstand. What does it look like when you get past this guy's guard and kind of because he's doing a lot of like blocking and not like super fancy, but just the extra sword he's well trained with it to use it for defense.
So I'm gonna shoot below his guard and shoot him in the knee, as Pax mentioned earlier.
Fair. Absolutely.
He's not guarding his knees.
Just take his mobility. Yeah, fair enough. There is, I met this probably the close-up of the camera close-up of the look of betrayal, just kind of like, oh, I see how and it's like, I have been betrayed, and then kind of clock him on the side of the head, and he's just out. It's like, that's not, that leg just kind of goes out from under him, and guy just down he goes. Fair enough. Perfect. And yeah, who? Let's see. I think actually the woman with the spear is probably gonna actually attack you at this point. All right, so that's okay. Points of warfare. I think a 7 will hit you, but I only rolled a 1 on damage. But she spent 3 points of warfare, so that's minimum of 3. So 3 is what you get.
Am I able to, I don't know, intercept or interrupt?
What would you like to do?
I'd like to just like raise the shadows, just like, a couple inches off the ground so that she trips. And at the very least, her strike goes wide and maybe she just falls flat on her face.
Interesting. Trying to think how that would. Well, okay. Here's teamwork rules, right? You can make a sorcery attack. You're rolling sorcery, it's teamwork. So it will add to Riona's damage. It adds a d6 to her damage, in that maybe you're messing with the shadows in the arena in a subtle way or whatever to her advantage. That's one of the ways the game helps sorcerers who are soft and squishy not be at the front lines and still contribute damage to the fight, is by using their sorceress attacks to throw teamwork damage via their frontline fighter people, while still being way back, like in the stands or not up where people can stab them. This is not fair to Cole, who was actually walked out of the bar in between Eel and Casimir, so really didn't have the opportunity to get far away and use sorcery to contribute to the fight. So I'm not picking on him.
Look, I walked into that situation quite literally, and I got what was coming to me. I'm okay with that. Failure is fun.
That's
painful.
It's all good. That's all good. I just
also painful usually.
But yeah, I think maybe not this one, but you could certainly contribute to Riona being able to take somebody else out and things like that. I think that probably that way. Or I mean, you could probably you could do this as a ward as well. I mean, because that's something you can kind of cast a quick ward.
Let's do
To
that.
prevent the damage, yeah. So I have to find my notes on that. Just make sure I've got that right. Okay. So yeah, you're using Forgotten Lore on that. So you're making a roll there. You can spend you can spend points of Forgotten Lore to create a ward.
I don't
1
have
point.
any Forgotten Lore left.
Oh.
But I can use sorcery to do it though, can't I?
That, or there are also 2 refresh tokens in the bin.
She can't actually use refresh tokens for Forgotten Lore
Oh man.
because it's an investigative
investigate.
ability.
And I'd rather leave those
that's
for Riona
right.
anyway.
That's
since
right.
She's down in
Never
the thick
mind.
of it.
That's right. Because Forgotten Lore is not a general ability. Okay. I think I am okay with using sorcery here, but I think lesser effect using sorcery than no. You know what? No, I can see a shield out of shadow. You convinced me. That's fine. That's fine. Give me a sorcery roll.
It says create sorceress glyphs and traps, so I don't see why you couldn't create a glyph that works essentially the same as a ward.
As a ward, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Use corruption, but that's okay. I have a lot of money writing on this.
That's true. I did. How
I'm
much
gonna make
wealth?
sure I win.
How much wealth has Adarin put on this? I think because you guys had we didn't. The other thing we didn't do before the game is establish how much wealth y'all spent on lifestyle and how what kind of level you're living. It does actually affect some social roles and things, but we'll get to that. I'll do that next time, I guess. But or in between. Somebody remind me. Make a note.
Like large, but not like astonishing.
Well, okay.
It says you need what is it 2 to live an opulent lifestyle?
Yep.
Or you spend 3 total to be opulent?
Yeah.
It's
two
really
wealth is you can live comfortably for the month. That is
I probably put 1
upper,
wealth on her.
upper middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I put 1.
It's So I mean, it's still a chunk of change. It's still what a tradesman makes in a month, kind of thing.
But I feel also it's not unheard of for someone to lay down that much money here.
Oh, sure.
Maybe
No,
on
not
an
at all.
unknown fighter that nobody knows is kind of weird.
Right? Yeah. It's this is like a establishing fight. This is like a ranking fight, but sure.
All comers fight.
That and so I think maybe the odds are I don't think anybody's at 5-1 or anything like that. It's more of a 2 people out of the whole thing might progress on, so it's 5-2 kind of odds.
I don't
back.
bet so. This is
Anyway,
meaningless to me.
well, it's not like you bet 2 and get 100 or anything. It's like you bet 2 and maybe get 4 or 5 or something like that. It's not. It's not wild because no one knows any of the fighters, so they can't say, well, it's completely unlikely that this person will win over this person. It's
I don't know. Maybe half a wealth. Then I don't know if we could do that though. So I don't know if I can go smaller than 1.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's coin, it's change. Bets have been placed. I think it's more for fun story than anything to be able to say, yeah, I bet on you and I won money, or I bet on you and you lost. So What the hell?
Yeah.
But-
Okay. So
we'll just have we'll have a Shang-Chi moment last time. Bet against me? What?
So should I make a sorcery roll then?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have to
Yeah.
use corruption to create a sorcerer's glyph and trap.
Well, actually, if you have to spend corruption to do this, that you might not need a roll. You just spend corruption. It's just a thing that would happen. But then we have to deal. Then we just have to deal with the consequences of corruption happening. Okay.
I'll live forever. I'm young, right?
I love it, guys. These are my players. I love it.
Sorcerers are not good at like
yes.
at these kinds of things, like resisting anything.
I feel like you'd also just stop the statement there. Just sorcerers are not good.
They're good
Period.
at certain things.
Yeah.
Right. Just
I
drive
mean,
your
we made
character
poor
like a
decisions,
stolen car,
though.
everyone.
Yeah, like,
Drive
we're
your
not good
character
at
like
good
a stolen
decisions.
car. It's great.
Oh,
Okay.
giant nerds.
I have to make a health thingy though to see, because I'm going to internalize the corruption.
All right.
Sorry, I'm trying to. I keep forgetting. Okay, health test difficulty plus 3. So I just get one
Yeah. So 4.
roll of 1 point of corruption.
Mhm.
I will spend 1 point of health.
Of health. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I rolled a 2.
Okay. That's a 3. Because you spent
Yeah.
a point of health, which
Mhm.
is not a 4. So that
Not.
would mean that the physical change to the body is noticeable to an observer.
Balls. All right, yeah, it's gonna happen eventually, I guess. I am
Figure out what the-
still pretty well covered, though. I will say that. I think, like,
Yeah.
if
I mean, yeah. I
Nuncio
was gonna
brought me
say-
a ball gown, but if I had been like, I'm not wearing one that's slit to my navel, sorry, he would have brought me like one with like a high neck and long sleeves kind of thing.
I feel like it's probably actually like not a huge, but like a little, like 3 or 4, like a couple of choices, you know?
Mhm.
Like here are a couple.
Right. Okay.
Because that also lets him show off that he's got a ton of money to buy dresses that
Of course.
for
Like
other
on the
people.
off chance that
on
someone
the
might
off
need one.
chance that someone might
Yeah.
need one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I'll do it. So there's now a ward on Riona.
Perfect. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna hand that to Riona. So what does that look like when an otherwise successful attack is just you again a ward? It means that you're gonna take half damage after armor.
Mhm.
So 3 points minus armor, divide by 2. So still a little will get through, but shadow in some way shadows warp or twist and turn that palpable hit into a near miss.
Yeah.
So what kind of how does that look?
This
it
is
just
the lady with the spear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she's coming at Riona,
Mhm.
but as she's about to make her attack,
Yeah.
shadows just kind of flicker between them, and so she just narrowly misses because she
Okay.
missed where her attack is going.
Okay. They distort the spatial relationship and so
Mhm.
okay. Yeah. Throwing off depth perception and things
Yeah.
like that. Sure. I like that. That's kind of
It's
cool.
not quite as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, but like when you're like your depth perception goes away and suddenly everything feels flat and you have no idea how far stuff is away from each other. Yeah, that's fun. Cool. So in response, what's Riona? If it goes back to Riona's turn.
So is it just the lady with the spear and me, or are the people with the swords and shields still in?
There is a guy with sword and board still up, but he looks rough.
Okay. So He went after the lady with the spear. She fought with him and then came after me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, now there's a lady with the spear in my face, so I'm gonna deal with her. So I'm gonna shoot
Fair.
at her. See if my dice are nice to me. I'm not gonna use any warfare right now.
Okay.
Hey, that's a 6 to hit.
Nice. That will in fact hit. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, so are you kind of again just kind of trying to put distance between people so that you can get taking your opportunity to move. This is kind of I feel like kind of kiting around the arena a little bit, which is part of the reason why Rihanna keeps getting entangled with other people is she's kind of having to back off from the person she's dealing with to kind of get a bow shot in. But fair. Okay, so in that case, you're again rolling damage, and 2 points. Okay. One that will actually take out that person. So yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. It's like spear get busted, or what does it look like? How does she get taken out?
Most people are pretty careful with their weapons. At least Riona's very careful with her weapons. So I actually like the idea of her spear at least getting damaged to the point that she probably shouldn't use it right now.
Sure. Okay, yeah, I like that maybe like where it's where the blade is attached to the haft or something is all like gets all jacked, and she just kind of like does and steps back and takes a knee and just kind of like to avoid to kind of takes herself out and like okay cool, no longer combatant kind of. Now that works. You can still knock her unconscious if you want. That is entirely up to you. There are no rules in the arena against it, so I'm just saying. But 6-1.
I'm not going to.
Okay. And yeah, our swordsman guy rolled really great on damage, but rolled a 1 to hit. So damage roll matters. Damage roll matters not if he can't land it. So yeah, he's like kind of taking advantage of kind of being a jerk, taking advantage of the moment where you're kind of what this woman is surrendering, and it's kind of like cool. But Riona's having none of it. It just kind of blocks that blow and goes, "Come on, dude." So yeah, this guy swung at you. It's your turn, and that'll kind of take him out. That'll be the end of this bit.
Is he the one that attacked me earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. He has it.
This guy's annoying.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot him.
They all have it coming. They walked into the arena.
I got a 5 to hit.
That will definitely hit him. Yes, absolutely.
For 7 damage.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
So does it look like
He also is not fighting again today.
Fair, okay. So in what way are you obliterating this fellow?
Probably hitting his sword hand.
With the bow. Nice. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is it like,
ow.
Yeah, just kind of like right through it. I don't want content warning. Just yeah. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, he has to drop the sword. And and is escorted off the field, kind of holding. They don't take the arrow out, because you don't. Not until you can bind that up real good. But yeah, leaving Riona the victor in the arena, and Nunzio is like, excellent.
Alwa just coming back to you. Huh? Oh. I thought that was back to me. Oh, yeah.
You've ever seen people like at stand-up poetry? They're just like nodding off, listening, and then just the sweat's over.
I was paying attention.
Yes, that was great.
I think that probably both Alwyn and Pax would have felt the like flash of corruption from Adarin.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Would I have noticed with my vigilance any differences?
So if before, if you had
Mm.
looked real closely at Erin, you would have noticed that like some of her hair doesn't match the rest of her hair. That it's like a different texture and like seems to have a different color, but you can't like get close enough to Darren's head to investigate. And it's now like there's like a shock growing from her temple that is noticeably a different texture that is a lot wirier. What was that called?
Rogue hair.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, rogue hair, rogue hair.
No, it's not white.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, but it is definitely a different color. And I think like you would have to be under bright light. It's probably not as noticeable here, but I will tell you that it's like a really, really dark, glossy green. So dark it almost looks black.
Yeah, it's definitely rogue hair, but not rogue hair.
Yeah. And probably Alwyn, it would put you in the mind of like, 'cause you saw some of Darren's scales like on around her wound, and it's like that. They're a very, very dark, glossy green, so dark they're almost black. And now, like, she's got a shock of hair that matches.
Huh.
Nice.
Is there...
Alan doesn't say anything. It's none of his business.
That's right.
Okay, so I know that there's a thing where spirit sight can be used to cleanse corruption. Is there any way I could use a point to help kind of hide that so that she doesn't get it quite as noticed as much? Like, if anybody there would get that presence, is there a way I could just kind of like, you don't see anything? I don't know what
you can certainly be distracting, I guess, and give the opportunity, but yeah, it's not like, so the spirit sight can be used to heal external corruption. You're healing the world.
Okay.
You're kind of putting back, you're kind of stitching the blessing of Denari back together there where it's been disrupted by this magic. But when the sorcerer chooses to take it internally, that's their choice. They're they're doing it themselves. Yeah,
blanket it or anything.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a eyes closed.
It's not, I would say it's not super noticeable. Like if you hadn't felt that shock of corruption, you probably wouldn't notice it because it's like dimmer in here.
Yeah.
And Darren has black hair. So,
Yeah.
but like outside
Yeah.
in the middle of the day, it's going to be more noticeable for sure.
Sure. Well,
Just kinda
that, yeah.
like, I felt that. Yep.
Yeah, and vigilance, like as an investigative ability of just like being that aware, of just high levels of vigilance is like Sean Spencer from Psych noticing stuff, but
It highlights in my brain.
right, yeah, just sure,
Zoom
sure,
in and it like
that's yes,
It glows a different color for a second.
yes, Pax's Sensorium is just a mishmash of UIs from various games and TV shows. Yes, that's exactly how that works.
This is why Pax gets overwhelmed. Pax is like, there's too many colors, too many lights are going off. I don't know what's flashing. What?
Which show is this from?
One day it will happen, and then Pax will have like a full meltdown. Just be like,
Yes,
I
there
can't
you go.
anymore. My brain.
I'm gonna save that for the worst possible moment. Just
Thank you.
before you
That's
there you go.
the prime time to save that for. We need you. I'm having a moment.
That's right.
Oh, baby.
All the babies. Sorry,
mad at
ADHD.
me right now. So.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
a
no.
look we're getting right now.
Yeah, that's definitely a face. I'm like, I'm enjoying this, but not too much. But perfect. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, after the fight, you get some medical attention. So I'm gonna say like 4 points of bind wounds.
Ooh.
So yeah, actually heal back 6. I think 6 is good. Just a lot, because a lot of that, again, a lot of it is intentionally superficial. No one's trying to like stab. Not in the arena. I mean,
Only the winners get 6. Everyone else has to split and divide.
Yeah. Everyone else has to split 6 points of healing amongst themselves. So yeah. So it's
I mean, it kind of hurt everybody else more than they hurt me. So
that's
I mean,
that's
it was
called
7
winning.
points of damage for but 2 people.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Yep, that is the goal is to be able to spread that around and take out mooks. left and right. But yeah, so that is actually, I need to add one more refresh to the pile there for you. So
Awesome.
actually, nope, because there was one. You should have a total of 3, 6, 7, I think.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm not.
All right, cool. Refresh in the pool, ready to go for you. And then, so yeah, I think probably there is a little bit of some time, and Nuncio's like, so should we go down and see our fighter between rounds? I mean, or actually, one moment, because someone's like come up with some kind of message or something for him. Excuse me for a second. He steps away and lets you all kind of talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
Can I listen in?
But
It's getting really late.
Have
at this
Given
point,
listen
isn't
in.
it?
yeah,
Give in, go listen. Back just whispers under her breath.
excuse me. Am I part of the team? Awesome.
Because they can't tell anything. As far as I know.
It's getting pretty late in the night by now, isn't
Mhm.
it?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was probably early evening when you guys got in the bar fight. So this is kind of overnights, which is probably why there's not a whole lot of people in the stands too. I mean, there are folks that are out late, but there's, the 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. crowd, but the 1 a.m. crowd to 4 a.m. crowd is not great, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But but yeah, Given
Sorry,
comes
she's
back
being
and says,
so obnoxious tonight.
It's adorable.
I was thinking perhaps we might want to, make our exit for the evening.
Yeah.
It's getting very late.
Should everything be repaid?
Yeah. I could check with Nunzio as soon as he's done with the conversation. And Given comes back over to you, Pax, and says, what did you do? Apparently there are like a bunch of people out that are out looking for Alwyn and his friends. There's not a description on friends, but yeah, there's like a bunch of like street gangs that are looking for y'all.
Pax's notebook takes a page. They come out super easy, quiet, like the most nonchalant notebook. The note just kind of makes its way towards whoever's next to Pax. It says, Alan's got friends outside, not the good friend, the bad friend.
We disguised Alwood's identity too, right? That was part of the flashback.
Yeah, basically it's from what Given has, it's more of someone meeting Alwyn's description, basically, guy with cane, and so on.
Okay.
You sound nervous.
Yep. Either I can crash here for the night, or they don't know where I live.
Does the Terran know of a back way out?
Well, I mean, I know some ways that are more subtle than others, but
Well, I
if
mean,
they're not going to stop looking for us tonight, they'll keep looking for us for some time to come.
it's Eversink. If you go deep enough into the sewers, everything connects.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
sewers.
basement. Well, basements. They're not all. I mean, I'm using sewers in a broad D&D general term of underground, catacomb type areas. But that's the thing. Eversink has been. The buildings in Eversink have literally been sinking for 1,000 years, at about a story every 50. So you think that some of these basements could literally go 20 stories into the earth and have tunnels connecting them. And though many of those have been filled with muck and dirt and who knows by now, but nonetheless, almost every building in the entire town could go just as far down, if not farther, than they go up. So yeah, there are ways to get from one part of the city to the other without using a single surface street, but that's tricky.
Could also, this is an added character that I could also, I think I have enough points where I could temporarily move us to the spirit realm just until we get away. I just may need a nap after.
Sure, and there's no risk involved there.
I mean, yeah, then I can shadow port us all around and stuff. But my thinking is, it's not just tonight. They're going to keep looking. So we need a longer term solution. But I'm going to wait for Nunzio to come back.
He comes and says, "I'm concerned. There were. Are you sure you were all okay? I mean, beyond. Let's put it this way. Apparently, there are some folks. Kind of turns and gives Alwyn a look that would like to finish this job."
Of course there are. Tell me, Nunzio, who's on your shit list right now?
How much time do you have?
Who's on your shit list that would be believable to start a fight in an alley and accuse some honest fishermen of some terrible things?
Oh, I could give you some names. Are you wanting? Are you wanting someone important? Just kind of somebody middle ranking? I've got some businesses I could ruin.
And I think
how much lead time do I have?
Oh, the time it takes for me to circle the arena.
Oh, shoot! I was gonna call an insurance agent.
You can call me first, but
well, if you're gonna have a building burned down, you take insurance out on it first, right?
Of course. But why don't we do each other a little favor here? Both of us can come out on top, and we'll
I like being on top. That's good. Yeah.
So do I. We'll let's pin some of tonight's activities on somebody who deserves it.
Do we have to? Can we pin it on somebody who doesn't?
That's what I mean by deserves it.
I gotcha. No, I'm kidding.
On your shit list and mine.
Interesting. All right. All right, I got a guy. Do you need to know?
Yeah. And I think we'll go back and forth, and I'm gonna try and find someone on his shit list who their disappearance or their distraction, if suddenly all of the gangs were hunting that person, would also maybe benefit my family and my business.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, one of the first names he throws out is somebody that he would love to see taken down a peg. Is a guy named Blackwither. Works for the government. Is nosy as hell.
Bookseller, I know him.
Yeah.
No one's gonna believe that.
Yeah. No one's gonna care if he goes down either. So, but if you got somebody else in mind, that's
rumors
fine.
have got a little bit of believability to them.
Fair. All right. He kind of throws out another crime boss who I will have to name later. Boss to be named later.
It's they have their hands in publishing, don't they?
Well, publishing and accounting.
Right. I think that could use the chaos of them being distracted and get a look at their books. Benefit us both. Move some debts from one column to another. I like this.
Subtract their reality and substitute my own. Yeah, that's fair.
All right, yeah. So I'll get that, and then I'd like to use scurrilous rumors to just kind of go walking around and planting a few rumors here and there about basically they were the ones who just decided to start a weird fight with some fisher people and accuse them of I'll just make it all up basically. There's a seed in there that kind of resembles what we did. But just basically just try to cause shit and like confuse the rumors that are already circulating and like
that's exactly
try to pin it on
what
them.
it is. You get to make something up and it becomes real for people. Absolutely.
Yeah, that they've had it out for the Fishman's Guild because somebody wanted to put them into debt, and so like and it's just like came a fight, and now that's who they're looking for, and it wasn't a cane. I heard this guy had whatever else that somebody from this crime organization has, like, oh, it wasn't a cane, it was just a limp kind of thing.
Right, fair enough. It's like, and then at the end of it, it's like, so do you need me to make sure you get home safely? Which Darren would know. This would be, again, Nunzio being a gentleman, but also then I would know where you live.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you're such a sweetheart, Nunzio. Just so very generous, but
at least get you out of here safely.
Just let us use the.
Just look, I know of all the places you don't live, Sag Harbor.
You sure? I got in here without being seen, didn't I?
Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure. He sounds like he's betting, but he's like, I'm sure.
Well, if you're certain, but I couldn't possibly get in here without being seen if I lived here.
Look, there are many people who don't live here are very skilled in getting places they don't need to be.
Sure, but none of them quite with my accent.
Look, you have your own style. I appreciate. But let me make sure you. I feel, maybe I am reading the room incorrectly, but I feel your group of associates has had enough of being stabbed for one evening.
We'll look
Fair
around.
assumption. Aggressively head nod.
Well,
that probably actually hurts, Alwyn. Just like elsewhere, just pulling vigorous head. Less vigorous head shaking.
Just a single thumbs up.
Just point us to a dark exit from the building.
All right, and tell you what, give me about 10 minutes to prepare your grand exit from someplace else, and then I'll point your dark exit.
Excellent, and we'll need to inform Riona.
Of course. Yeah, so basically, if somebody comes up, this really big guy, this huge boulder of a man, like almost 8 feet tall. I mean, just like 4 feet wide kind of thing. Orfeo, good fight, by the way.
Oh.
Offers a hand to shake.
Riona. She'll shake his hand.
This guy's got it. Basically, it's one of those grip, but the fingers are big. It's just kind of like Andre the Giant size. He's just built big. Not necessarily. He doesn't necessarily look like I'm the guy that beats you up. He's just like a scale too large kind of. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's all exactly. A hand as big as your face kind of thing. But he does carry himself like a fighter, but he's like, anyway, good luck. Maybe down the road we'll fight each other. If you need anything, I'm, advice or whatever. I've been working here for years, so I give you the ins and outs of the place.
Might take you up on that sometime. But
from what I hear, your friends are heading out. Boss said to kind of let you know that if you got everything wrapped up or whatever, we'll put you back on the card for when's the next time we can expect to see you? A couple days?
Yeah, probably a couple days.
Because I could my first bit of advice is sooner is probably better than later.
Yeah, I could probably
mean,
make it back in a couple
He's
days.
been polite and all, but there's a point at which Nunzio ceases to be polite. Just saying.
I get that.
But just don't leave town.
I'm not planning to yet.
Oh, good deal.
I will collect my winnings as well while we're making the rounds.
And I'm thinking probably that I am going to I want to say there is a clue in this scene for Riona that there are are there like what's distinctive about your grandfather's so your grandfather being I think at some point we decided he was a member of the guild, right? Of the
Architects Guild, yeah.
The Architects Guild Canal Watchers. And I figured kind of keeping with the plant theme in your family is that he worked with wood, essentially, but again, construction and building material, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is there like a plant is there a motif in his work that would be like a signature kind of thing that Riona would recognize? Because I think she would probably recognize some of it in the woodwork in the arena, in parts of it. Just in passing, just kind of a not like obvious blah blah blah. I made this ornate arch or anything, but just basic supports and things like that. And like, hey, just kind of almost stutter step of like, wait. I recognize that woodwork. What the? Here of all places, right? But yeah. Apparently, your grandfather did woodwork here.
Good to know.
So, yes, that is the clue, Cole. All these people, every single one of them. This is this all a sham. The worst Truman Show ever. But yeah, so eventually the whole kind of crew comes back together. Riona is a little bruised, beat up, but not as bad off as she was, and probably a little bit. There is the prize for a kind of an entry fight like that is not large, but it's still like 2 wealth, which is more than you had. So.
When do I get
that
winnings?
On your sheet. Probably, yeah. I would say probably before you leave. So I think you bet like a wealth, so you'd get back 5.
Nice. Excellent. I'm gonna take some of that and just like literally pay Nunzio whatever is left,
sure,
so that he will consider our debt even.
Okay. So you'll probably walk out of that like 1 wealth ahead then. So
okay.
Paid 1, got back 2. So add a wealth to your sheet, and the rest is kind of going back.
That's fine. I don't want to owe Nunzio.
So some of it is like keep the dress, kind of, that kind of thing, and
I gotta go home in it. So
right, yeah. It's all good, yeah. So at some point, you guys get to a point where you have some relative privacy. And if nothing else, Darren, if you want to catch everybody else up on what you have learned from Eel, you can do that. But yeah, there's a little bit of a point where y'all will get some rest. Are we headed to individual homes, or is there kind of a headed to Black Withers, or what's the next step for the group?
I was gonna suggest we split up again, because they're looking for before. So if we split up and Alwyn can't be seen because he's got the cane.
I'm going to Black Withers.
That where you want to go? Okay, I'll shadow hop you to Black Withers then if you didn't want to go back to your place.
Fair enough.
I mean, I would like to go back to my place, but I think it's safe. Actually, would they know where I live? Nah, take me back to my town. My home.
Okay.
My little shitty loft.
Okay. There's no one there to open the door. You're just kind of in there like, okay, hello, I'm home. I guess I don't know. In my head, I'm kind of picturing Alwyn's place like Rorschach's place in Watchmen, just this tiny like place with no housekeeping at all, kind of.
Well, like, so
is Alwyn fastidious, or what is Alwyn's place like?
I think so. The way I see Alwyn's place is it is a small house that's built like a few feet just above the ground in preparation for it to eventually sink and hit ground level.
Mm-hmm.
And you go in and there is a nice sized kitchen with a giant rotating machine that has like a handle on the side and a furnace underneath it, so it heats up the entire thing, because their day job essentially is they roast coffee beans and ship those out to various coffee houses.
Okay.
And then once you go to the next room, you see a little desk and a small shelf that has about 3 to 4 different books, all in various points of history, and some like parchment paper stuck onto the wall, all with various notes and like different ideas.
Okay.
And next to the bed, you see like a small little bedside table with a lamp next to it, and a portrait that is in front of the university and shows a younger Alwyn with much shorter hair, like a bit closer to like a short top, and another person standing next to them with like black peppered beard, but also looking about the same age. And they have their hair pulled back tight in a ponytail.
Is it the same person that was in the portrait in your bag?
Yes. So
Is
for
there
those
a difference in the age?
Not really.
So
Looked about the
you
same time.
aged between those two portraits?
No,
But
they're both about the same. Like the
Okay.
portrait's the same age in the bag, and the portrait's the same age by the bedside table.
From about the same time, or okay.
Yeah.
And the other person is salt and pepper, so they're graying, but they look the same age, like they're prematurely graying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like out of character, I have a brother who started getting gray hair at 17.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, I started going gray at 17.
Yeah.
That's what all this is.
Yeah.
gray's a good color.
That's reasonable.
I honestly thought I'd be getting it, but yeah. And Alwyn's like still kind of limping in, just like sets the bag down. Offers Darren, do you want tea or coffee? I have some spare coffee beans if you want some. And it looks like he's like taking a big breath, but between every third word, trying to catch his breath.
I'll take a bag of beans to go, and I think you should go to bed.
Thumbs up, opens up a like grabs a basket, scoops some beans into a little paper bag, tightens it, and just like rolls it up and puts a little bit of twine around it and passes it off. Thumbs up one more time, walks into the bed, and just flops.
Ow.
All right,
Nice.
I'll lock the door when I leave. And I think it won't occur to Alwyn till like the next day when he wakes up. But Darren wasn't carrying a bag of her own, so her bloody shirt and jacket are in Alwyn's bag. She can't just like bring that home and like give it to the servants to launder, but also she can't just leave it. So she just like shoved it in your bag to like not knowing what to do with it because she didn't want to carry it, and then just like forgot it was there. So
in the morning,
Right.
Alwyn just looks at it and just goes, "I'm not a laundry service. I'm not a laundry service," and immediately starts like cleaning all the blood out.
Well, do it anyway.
This time.
and then I'll do that. I'll lock the door behind me, and then I will probably not shadow step because I'm getting tired. But I will walk in the shadows.
Sure.
And keep the shadows close around me to avoid people and head back home.
Nice. Okay. Fantastic. You'd managed to oh shoot, I guess it's getting late. Probably time to I think basically everyone generally makes it back and to their neighborhoods and their places of rest. We'll take in character probably 8 hours or so to crash, sleep, heal. There will be some refresh tokens by taking a little like an 8-hour break. There is some refresh for general abilities and things like that just across the board in addition to the tokens that are in the box. So you can sleep more. That is probably a good idea for particularly for the purposes of healing. I wouldn't want they sleep for 12 instead of 8. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, so we'll catch this up next week when we find out who all is after Alwyn and the rest of the gang to, kill them.
Wonder who that could be.
Smells fishy.
Oh,
How did I not see that coming? Okay.
Cole, you are the worst.
Just kick me out of the call.
Just end stream. Just, oh gosh, I guess we should probably do outros and all that other good stuff to see who everybody is, where we can find you on the internet, and all that fun stuff. I guess I opened my mouth. I guess I will start. I'm Commander Pulsar. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Commander Pulsar. On Sundays we do Lego Brunch, where I am putting together the Millennium Falcon. No, I mean, we're putting together the Millennium Falcon. I'm not going to try and switch video cameras because it will just absolutely break Zoom. But I have it on the day. Tune in on Sunday. We start at about 3 p.m. Eastern, go for a couple of hours, and put that together, talk about gaming while we do. Other stuff that I've got going on besides this is I am a professional gamer on a service called startplaying.games, where you can go and find GMs to run games for you, or can be a GM and run games for other people. I am running a game of Root, which is powered by the Apocalypse game from Magpie Games, which is everybody gets to play cute, fuzzy animals trying to kill each other. And we're getting ready to do some playtesting there for Fate of Umdar, which is coming out from Evil Hat. The 19th is Evil Hat Day on Start Playing Games. And I'm also getting ready to start doing playtesting on my own hack of the Cortex Prime system for Horizon Zero Dawn. So I'm going to be putting some rules together for that, so we can go hunt robot dinosaurs. But I will pass that then to Cole, because I passed it to Aki last. Where can we find you on the internet, sir?
Oh. You can find me... Yeah, you can find me on the internet over at Ice Cold Brew, either on Twitch, Twitter, or Instagram. I currently just started a Pokemon randomizer Nuzlocke with Heart Gold. And please come and watch my failures as I capture a Pokemon and then have to kill the legendary that spawns next. It's great. I cry. And I think next time I stream, I will be playing more Elden Ring. Catch us again next week. Oh. Also, if you want to support amazing people, please. Wait, no, I'm on the wrong one. Dang, I was going to shout out AshenWorks' Ko-fi, but
Aha!
I don't think I have privileges. I think I get timed out for that. But yeah, popcorn.
Been banned like 3 times tonight. Slash crimes.
Let's popcorn it over to Stephanie.
I'm Stephanie Allen. I am one half of Charm Person Games. We are a queer women-owned professional game master for hire service. You can book with us at charmpersongames.com, and you can reach out to us on Twitter at charmpersongame singular for character limits. You can find me this coming Thursday. I'll be over on Carrying Comfort Studios for the finale of Yuzeba's Bed and Breakfast actual play Room for Everyone. We will have Jay Dragon back again, which will be excellent. It's a beach episode, so it's going to be amazing. You guys should definitely check in, because Hey Kid has undergone some changes that I'm very excited to unveil. So you catch that this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If I'm wrong, Natalie will tell you that I'm wrong in the chat, because she's here. She's my business partner. And again, you can book with us there. And I also make overlays for Twitch and, the coming soon, starting soon screens, all that kind of things. And you can reach out to me on Discord. And Kitty.
All right, I'm Kitty. I am a freelance artist, a fantasy writer, and an editor. You can find me over on Twitter and Instagram as absurdly_kitty, which is in the chat. You can find me on DeviantArt and here on Twitch as caffeinated_kitty. I make fantasy maps, and what else do I make? Mine went blank. Great, thanks.
Mini painting.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Pulsar. I paint miniatures. And I also make 3D MTG card art altars. And I am working on soon, hopefully, eventually, starting an art stream. I think it's Aki's turn.
Yes, I guess. My name is Aki. You can find me pretty much anywhere on the internet as at It's Aki, ITSAWKIE. I play whatever game my ADHD brain decides about 3 to 4 times a week on Twitch. That It's Aki. And starting in June, we'll be opening up commissions for people's OC Amigurinis, as you've seen me present before. But I will be opening up custom Amigurini commissions to all sorts of things. That's it. And yeah, I crochet and play games on stream. So
Do tell.
I think
Excellent.
I don't know where to go next. Brandon, tell me what to do.
And you guys can also check out Huntsman's Hydra. They have a lovely Discord below. Check out the channel. There's a Ko-Fi, there's a Ko-Fi, there's all kind of other stuff. Check Ko-Fi, coffee, whatever. Check out Brandon at AshenWorks. Also awesome as AshenWorks on Twitch and Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, whatever, he'll figure it out and correct me. But Ashen's awesome, and Ashen and Mischievous Red at Mischievous Red. Both parts of Huntsman's Hydra are fantastic for letting us have the opportunity to do this. I also want to thank Pelgrane Press at Pelgrane Press and Kevin Culp at Kevin Culp for writing the game and publishing it. And though the publishing part is still in the process, it's coming. It'll be in my hands by the end of summer. But anyway, you can get a copy of it there. I know Nightbot has been posting the link to the 10% discount, being able to buy it on PDF from Pelgrane Press. And yeah, it's absolutely fantastic game, and really looking forward to playing more of it for y'all. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next week in Eversyn.